Hello and welcome to Beatbox Basics with me, Mr. Shay. We're going to go through some beatbox techniques today and you're going to be learning some rhythms. So what you're going to need for the session is a mouth. I'm guessing you've already got one of those. And very importantly, some H2O, some water, because you're going to have to keep your mouth hydrated and you're going to be moving it a lot, but specifically your lips and your tongue. So you need to keep it oiled up, if you may, with some water. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of a presentation and we'll start to learn as we go some rhythm and some technique. Okay, but to start off, let's just loosen up those the mouth area. All we're going to do is a action or motion. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Loosen up those lips. Okay. All right, we're going to shake our faces. A bit of that. Very good. One more. Very good. The hair's going everywhere. And we're just going to massage our cheeks. Very good. Sort the beard out. And what we're going to do is the upper and the lower, like this. Oh, the opposite. Cool. Nice. We're pretending we're chewing gum. Let's do a bit of this. It's a big gum. Okay. And finally, we're going to just stress the vowels. We're going to go A. Really pronounce it. A. E. I. O. U. Nice. I think we're ready. I think we're warm. Let's get into it. Presentation time. So let's do a little bit of a screen share. Boop. And okay, so here I am. Hello, Beatbox Basics with Mr. Shay. Let's get into it. So we're going to learn our first beatbox sound, and that is going to be a kick drum. And the way we pronounce that, or make the sound of the B or the bass drum or the kick drum in beatbox, is by saying the letter B. 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 That's what it sounds like. Okay, so to get there, let's just pronounce the B as a phonetic. So B, 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 B. Okay, nice and simple. Nice and it's quite a gentle sound as it is. But we're going to emphasize the B by putting pressure on our lips and putting more power in it. So instead of B, B, you get. Can you try that? Let's do some call and response and see if you can get it. So I'm going to go first, then you respond after me. Cool. So don't worry about getting it straight away. If you've never beatboxed before, it might take some practice. If you've already know how to do that, then sorry, but we're going over the basics. So keep practicing the sound. That's the kick drum. Let's go to our next sound and we'll see how our toolkit develops from here. So the next sound that we're going to look at is the hi-hat. The hi-hat is, and that's what it sounds like. So the way we do that is by pronouncing the letter T like this. So when we say T normally, we have T, T, T. If you take the E off, you get t, 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 t. Okay, see if you can do that with me. Call a response again. T, t, t. Great. So there's your hi-hat. So far, we've got a kick drum and a hi-hat. Let's go to the next sound. The snare. So the snare, there are many ways you can do a snare in beatbox, but we're going to look at the K snare. And there are many ways you can do a K snare too, like this. Right? So we're going to look at the kind of snare. The way you do that is by saying the K, the letter K, right? And you can feel that when you pronounce the letter K, your tongue hits the roof of your mouth at the back, and there's pressure in the back. So what we're going to do is build that pressure, and instead of a sound, we're going to go, we're going to put pressure. Yeah? So it's outwards. You're kind of putting pressure outwards by saying the letter K. So let's try some call and response on that. Great. So that's one way of doing the K. The other way is maybe if you have a pet, you might call your pet and go. That's something that a lot of people do. I certainly do with my cats and dogs. I say, come on. So that is an inward way of doing it. You're actually taking air in. So you've got the outwards way is. You've got the inwards way, which is. And that actually, the inward one is on one side of your mouth rather than in the middle. The outwards one is in the middle. But the inwards one, I'm doing it over here. So my tongue is touching the back corner on the right of my mouth to create that sound. It's quite a complicated one and quite a delicate one out of all of the sounds that we've just learned. I think the snare is the one that requires most practice. So keep practicing with these sounds and really get used to it, because everybody's mouth is different and you'll all have a different way of making these sounds. Or you can be inventive and find your own solution to making the same kind of sound. So far we have the kick drum. We have the hi-hat, and we have the snare, or there you go. Let's move on to see how we can put some rhythms together. All right, rhythm one. We're going to look at the BTKT rhythm, but we're going to say it in another way. I like to look at beatboxing as words and phrases, right? And because I feel like it's easier to remember certain rhythms. Now, you might have all seen this one before. This is a classic. This is boots and cats. Okay, so if you have an iPhone or an Android, you ask your the voice service to say to ask them to beatbox. They'll probably do this one, boots and cats. And I know Siri definitely does it. Ask Siri to beatbox. They'll say boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats. So try that one out if you want. That's just for fun. There's some homework for you. But for this, we're going to look at boots and cats and boots and cats. So the way we're going to do it is, again, 3 steps to perfect our boots and cats. So first of all, we're going to repeat boots and cats twice, like this: boots and cats and boots and cats and, right? But that just sounds like we're doing words. So that's all good. Let's try and emphasize as we've done with the other sounds, the B's, the T's, and the K's, because that's what we've learned. We've learned B, T, K. So in this now, we're going to go boots and cats and boots and cats and, okay, repeat after me. Boots and cats and boots and cats and. Great. Now, let's do the third step. Now, the third step is to actually silence or lower the volume of the oohs and the ahs. So they're the vowels. Remember we did the vowels in the warm-up? Well, the oohs and the owls we're actually going to delete from the phrase. So essentially, you get. Should we try that? Call and response. Me first. And again. Nice. Hopefully we've got that one. That's our boots and cats and boots and cats and rhythm. Let's see where we're going to take it next. we're going to try it again, but this time we're going to try it with a pulse or a tempo or a backing track. I have a backing track ready, and we are going to play the backing track and do it with the tempo. So the same rhythm, but with the tempo. I'm going to play the backing track now. Join in with me on 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, great job. Nice one. So now that you've done the boots and cats and rhythm with the tempo and the pulse with the backing beat, I think we're ready to move on to rhythm 2, and we're going to develop our boots and cats rhythm by adding a few more words into it. Now, if you go for a curry, an Indian, you'll know what a tikka is, right? A tikka, a veg tikka, or a chicken tikka, whatever you guys eat. You might have heard of that word before, so we're going to add it in, a nice familiar word. We're going to have boots and cats, tikka tikka, boo cats. Boo cats is an interesting one at the end there. It's kind of, if you're a dog person, you might say boo cats. I like dogs better. So that's a familiar phrase there. Possibly boo cats. Okay, so you've got boots and cats, tikka tikka, boo cats. Right, let's try that. Again, remember, we're going to emphasize the B's, the T's, and the K's. You've got 2 more T's in there with tikka, and 2 more K's as well. Tikka, you've got 4 K's in tikka, but we're just going to pronounce it as tikka. So let's do it. It's going to go like this. I'll demonstrate. Boot. So the tikka is or however you're doing it, or tick. I prefer the outwards one, actually. Try the outwards snare with this one. It'll be a lot easier. You can do an outwards one in the middle, or you can do the outwards one on the side. I like to do it on the side, actually. Okay, so it's boots and let's do some call and response. I'll start, then you. Ready? Great. Okay, so if you've got used to that one now, there's rhythm 2. Let's try that again with a tempo. Okay, so we are looking at the backing tracks we're using, by the way, are kind of hip-hop pianos samples. Beatboxing was, of course, huge in hip-hop culture, and it was a way of creating beats without having any sort of MP3 player or any other sound. It was raw rhythm made from the mouth, and you might have like rappers or MCs jump on and do rapping over the top of it, right? So it all comes from hip-hop. There's some background information about beatbox. Okay, so we're going to play the rhythm, the hip-hop piano. Okay, right, we're going to do this together now. Okay, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now that you've got that, that's rhythm 2 all under control. So we've looked at 2 rhythms. We've looked at rhythm 1, which is boots and catsin, which is great. And now rhythm 2, which is right. Let's move on to rhythm 3. Now, this is the most difficult of all the rhythms because, because it requires you to rest within the rhythm. So, as you can see, there are 2 colors I've used, a black and a light peach. Now, this rhythm is essentially rhythm 2, boots and cats, tikka tikka boo cats, but done a bit more simplified. And the peach text is the text that we're actually going to miss out. We're not actually going to say that because the rhythm sounds like this. So as you can see, there are gaps in the middle. We call these rests within the rhythm. And we can do this one of two ways. Either we can say the pitch more faded text in our heads, right? So that'd be like, so I'm going, tick, tick in my head. Or to start off with and to practice it, we can say the pitch bits really quietly. So you get a change in velocity, you get a change in dynamics. So it'd be like this. So you could do it like that. And then eventually you'll know how long to rest for. So however long the ticka ticka sound is, you're going to rest for that long. So it's okay. So let's see if we can do that. We're not saying the and the ticka ticka, we're resting, or we're saying it quieter for now. So let's see if we can do that with some call and response. Again, I'll start and you respond. Here we go. Great. Okay, let's see if we can test you with the tempo and the pulse with the backing beat. All right, you ready for this? Okay, join in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, well done. So we've got 3 beats there. And I think we're ready to get to the big challenge. And the challenge is, with all our 3 beats here, I've listed them all out on one page. We're going to combine some of these rhythms to create a more complex rhythm. Now I've got number 1 in the first row, number 2 in the second row, number 3 in the final row. And you can see that I've simplified rhythm 3 even more to just hopefully simplify it. If you want to say the and the ticka ticka still, then feel free to do that. But I've just done that so it visually looks a bit more simple next to everything else. So we can combine any one of those rhythms, and I'm going to show you how to combine those. First, I'll combine rhythm 1 and rhythm 2, and that will sound like this. So that was me doing rhythm 1 and then rhythm 2, just right next to each other. I'm going to now combine rhythm 1 and rhythm 3. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what happens if we combine rhythm 1. No, let's try rhythm 2 and rhythm 3. So that's a bit more difficult now. Cool. You might want to do it in a different order. I might want to do rhythm 3 and then rhythm 2, like this. How about that? So let's see what happens when we combine all 3 rhythms. So what I'm going to do here is rhythm 1, then rhythm 2, and then finally I'm going to do 2 lots of rhythm 3. So 1, 2, 3, 3. Let's see what that sounds like. And then I'd go back to 1 and start again. Okay, so you can choose how you're going to combine your rhythms, but let's see if we can do one together first. So let's see if we can do rhythm 1 followed by rhythm 2 with a backing tempo. Okay, you ready for this? Let's do it. So we're going rhythm 1 followed by rhythm 2. Okay, join in with me. Okay, rhythm 1, then rhythm 2, and then we'll rewind and do it again. Go. And finish. Okay, good job. So if you kept up with that, amazing work. If you're still kind of finding your feet with it, not a problem at all. Just keep practicing with rhythm 1 into rhythm 2. However, if you are ready to move on, we're going to try the rhythm 2 followed by the rhythm 3 together. Okay, so rhythm 2 followed by rhythm 3 on a loop. When you're ready, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing, good job. So again, if you felt like you could keep up with that, really, really good work. But at the same time, if you had to catch your breath a little bit and catch up at times, don't worry, just keep practicing that one. Rhythm 2 into rhythm 3. Now we're going to look at doing rhythm 1, 2, 3, 3 this time. The combination of all of the different rhythms. So 1, 2, 3, 3. The reason we do 3 twice is to create a nice 4-bar loop. Yeah, so it's a nice even number to fill in all 4 of our bars. So 1, 2, 3, 3. We're going to try that one. Okay, so again with the backing beat, see if you can keep up with this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 3 on a loop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing job. So if you felt again that you could keep up with that, then you've done an absolutely smashing job, because that was as hard as we can make it in this session here, especially when we're doing the basics. So you've done a great job there. Again though, if you felt like you needed more time to practice, that is completely perfect. You know, we're all at the level that we should be at the moment, and we just need to keep practicing these rhythms. There's nothing wrong with that, and practice makes perfect, right? So keep that going if you feel like you need some more time on that. So we looked at 3 different rhythms and combined them in different ways. Keep that in your pocket and keep practicing those rhythms. That's all we're going to do today. If you need to write these down or save them, or you can pause the video, we'll do whatever you need to do to write these down and continue practicing. I say thank you and keep practicing. Like I say, practice makes perfect. So keep that going. You've all done a cracking job. And thanks for joining us. My name is Mr. Shay, and this was Beatbox Basics. Thank you so much for joining us at Leicestershire Schools Music Service. And stay tuned for some more beatbox tutorials happening on a weekly basis. Thank you very much. Signing out.